the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Thunder out in Oklahoma City. Last game for Oklahoma City, they picked up the W against Denver. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. So we're right around halfway through the season. Shaq, a lot of trade discussions happening. What are your keys to making a great deal?
Well, it depends on your goal. You want to win now? You want to win later? A combination of both? Does your analysis ever make changes out of emotion?
Well, acquiring players that fit your system. You have to have a system first. That's the key. And if your trade looks too good to be true, it probably is.
I meant to say, do your analysis, never make changes out of emotion.
Okay.
See, I was emotional when I was talking about it.
Well, I heard you.
I
understood it. I understood
All right.
it.
You did?
Not really, but.
Me either. And now with the tip-off, coming up shortly, it's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Let's meet your Oklahoma City Thunder starting lineup. Starting at power forward, at 6 foot 9 inches, number 9, Jeremy Grant. At the shooting guard position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 21, Andre Roberson. In the middle, 7 feet, number 12, Steven Adams. The other forward position, at 6 foot 9 inches, number 13, Paul George. And at guard, 6'3" from UCLA, number 0, Russell Westbrook. Billy Donovan is your head coach. Ladies and gentlemen, your Oklahoma City Thunder.
It's an interconference contest here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as the Thunder play one at home. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. A good game here would get this road trip started confidently for the Cavaliers. Challenging part of the schedule, and this is where they need to buckle down and take care of business.
And right now for the Cavaliers, their slow start to this season has brought some of this team's issues to light. And this is a team that I didn't think had any issues to speak of.
Well, still some issues do linger, but I think that their strengths easily outweigh those weaknesses. But man, they've already had some off nights this year, more so than they did last year.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Nance and Thompson are up front. Kyle Korver is out there with Sexton. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. And a long way to go, Brent, but there are some early signs of a legitimate playoff contender, championship contender.
When we talk about that, Kevin, you and I always are leery of the fact of how many of these guys have had the experience of being scarred up in the early rounds of the playoffs, having to advance or beat a team that's proven before. Right now, there are some teams out there that are raising our eyebrows where we think they're going to have an opportunity. If they keep growing like this and they keep finding this type of consistency, they could be dangerous.
You'd like to think they're going to use those scars, as you say, from the past and motivate them even more.
Well, those are the teams who we believe can always take the next step.
Sure.
It's the young teams that are unproven, even though they're playing well, where we sometimes wonder, will they be able to maintain this kind of focus come playoff time?
Here's Thompson, following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Clock at 6. Sexton the pass to Thompson. Shoots over Adams.
Trust me, big guys hate playing against Steven Adams. He's a nuisance on the defensive end, and that time changed the shot.
And so Grant will bring it up for Oklahoma City. Westbrook scanning the floor. Pass to Grant. Right wing. Here's Robertson. Guarded by Korver and out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it. So it's the Cavaliers now, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory, just couldn't come through in crunch time.
Yeah, it was not disastrous. They did have some very good stretches in that game, but they just could not sustain it for as long as they needed.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Schroeder's checked in. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Here's Johnson. That one doesn't go. Excellent D there from George. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Billy, Donovan and I got a chance to talk for a little bit. They won the first game against this team, but he is not taking anything for granted. He wants his players to be even more assertive offensively this time. He said, I think we can dictate things a little more. Maybe force those guys into defensive matchups they dislike. Find points that way. Well, we'll see if they can do that and go up 2-0 tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Nice job, David. Thanks. So, guys, they're focusing on the offensive end here early.
And that means we could be in for a good one. If they really do execute like Coach wants them to, this could be a high-scoring affair.
Concentrating on offense doesn't mean fast break or open court action. Sometimes it's just about running plays and getting the best possible shot with each possession.
Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. That one misses for Schroeder. And Greg, certainly the knock on Dennis Schroeder is play on the defensive end.
Nobody questions how effective he is on offense. I just think he has a tendency to take a few too many plays off and too many chances on defense. If he wants to be viewed as a top point guard in this league, he'll need to show some consistency on the defensive end.
Here's Johnson following the score by Oklahoma City. Frye. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a quick check now. The NBA's top rebounders. Steven Adams on top.
And guys, his rebounding has taken a lot of pressure off their other bigs. It frees those guys up to contribute in a lot of other ways.
Two shots.
Free throw, good from Frye.
Russell Westbrook with 2 straight seasons, 2, of averaging a triple-double. This is a feat that we thought we would never see again, and Russell backed up the one campaign with another. Just remarkable stuff.
Both shots good from the stripe. And the Thunder placing so much, Brent, on Westbrook's shoulders. It's asking a lot.
It's asking a lot. I'm not sure how much Russell actually feels it. He just goes out and continues to put up just staggering, eye-popping numbers. And to get where they want to go, I think they're going to have to find a way to compliment him in some way. And he's going to have to trust in those teammates in order to push the envelope a bit.
Here's Sexton. Steven Adams making his last shot. The Cavaliers again can't hit. And George kicks to Westbrook. Buries the long-range jumper. Westbrook's got 5.
Man, they're making everything and look confident. 5 shots, 5 makes.
Passes it to Frye. The dish to Sexton. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Sexton's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, beautiful move there by Sexton. Read the defender and has the body control to adjust.
Outside, George. The 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Boy, do they look sharp. I mean, everything falling for them.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Sexton kicks to Johnson. The shot, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Sexton with it. He's coming off a 22-point game against Minnesota. Pass to Korver. clock at 4. From deep three-point range, the rebound by Steven Adams.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
Yeah, he has that kind of range, but maybe not that time the best judgment.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here is Korver. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Last time they met in Cleveland.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
Yeah, it was very poor, their performance on the glass. And it wasn't the only reason they got blown out as badly as they did, but it was the biggest reason.
Now, here's Sexton. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. And Westbrook gets it to go.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. Sexton kicks to Fry. Back to Korver. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Adams. Johnson against George. A pass to Schroeder. And here is Grant. Outside Westbrook. And Adams with the slam.
Well, not many times does Adams get his number called for plays like that, but the oop there looked good.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. So here's Westbrook. And he really played well against Denver. Grant kicks to Adams. Pass to Westbrook. Shoots over Korver. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Adams, such a physical presence out there on the glass. This is how he gets a lot of his points.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
And Steven Adams came into this league at 19, already a physical specimen, and has only gotten stronger. Just a bruising presence down low.
Clarkson, he's checked in for Johnson. The Cavaliers trail by 14. Sexton dishes to Korver. They need this. Good on the three-point shot. Korver's got 6. And plenty of bumping and elbowing inside as ever. Steven Adams strong enough, though, to come out on top of that battle.
Yeah, not shy at all about contact. Grew up the youngest of 18 children. He had to hit above his weight for over a decade. Now he's got the upper hand.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Westbrook. It's deflected. Adams finds Westbrook. Shoots over Clarkson. Here's Adams. And at last, they get one to fall. He's got 10.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Well, it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
For the Thunder, Nerlens Noel comes in for Grant, and it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Hill, he's checked in for Cleveland. Here is Nance. His last outing, he had 8 points. Hill against Schroeder. It's deflected. In the corner, it's Felton. Clock at 6. Shoots from 12. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Trailing by 13. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
And the strength of Clarkson on display. Awesome job fending off the defense and not letting that deter him from scoring.
Now, here's George. He picked up 30 points in their last win against Denver.
And guys, in addition to that scoring, he was absolutely tenacious on the defensive end. A complete two-way game for him. Finished with 3 steals, I think, and that was a difference maker.
And here is Hill after the three-pointer from Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder against Hill. To the middle. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Offensive rebound. Fry passes to Clarkson. Dishes to Nance.
That's his first personal foul.
The Cavaliers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Larry Nance Jr. 2 shots.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Nance. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers in this roster, Brent, a lot of sharpshooters that can get hot at any time.
Well, 3rd in the league last season in made threes, and the team does a really good job of drawing and kicking and finding shooters. And they had the 5th best rated offense last year, mostly because of how well they shot the ball from distance.
Something the NBA has tested out in the G League, Brent, coaches' challenges. What do you think?
I think the idea of making sure that the handkerchief matches the tie is a great idea.
Only you would say that. Only you would say that.
I'm just worried with some of the casual styles in the NBA that it's not going to be accessible. But
I think you're right.
I think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be interesting for the league. But it's going to happen.
Anything to make these coaches do more, make more decisions.
Make more decisions and make decisions that you know can impact whether or not your team wins the basketball game or loses it. Because after a referee makes a determination that you think might be the other way, or they don't look at a replay where you're sure and certain that you could get possession, I'm reaching for the hanky.
Just 5 to shoot. A floater. Yep, it counts.
I'd like to see Larry Nance Jr. keep working on the interior part of his game. Shots like this can help his confidence.
Schroeder kicks to Felton. Pass to Noel. Oklahoma City moving it around. George up top, covered by Nance. They swipe it. Here's Clarkson. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Really good job on the timing of that cut into the lane. The speed that Clarkson has can be a problem for the defense.
Pass to Patterson. There's 1:47 left in the first quarter. Shoots. Oklahoma City keeping it alive with the new 24-second shot clock.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team 2nd and 3rd opportunities to score the ball.
Hill kicks to Fry. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good from Fry. And both free throws good for Fry. The Thunder, Brent, playing with such energy, but shooting, not their strong suit.
No, one of the lower three-point percentages in the league as a team. The free throw line also last year, really weird. A big-time struggle for guys who had career-low years from the free throw stripe. So tough to win big in today's game if you're not hitting threes and then not hitting the freebies.
And here is Fry after the three-pointer from Dennis Schroeder. Outside Hill. And the layup's good off the glass.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Thunder leading by 9. And here's Schroeder, another guy who really kicked it up a notch for them in that Nuggets game. Felton with the ball. He's against Fry. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Hill finds Clarkson. There's 21 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And good that time. Clarkson's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, Clarkson doing his best to keep that mid-range jump shot from dying off.
Schroeder against Hill. Now here's Schroeder. Got a hand on it. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We've got more in store for you right after this. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me. In my darkest days, I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine, so.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and has not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, they found a little bit of space out there on the perimeter, and they have a shared confidence right now. That tends to breed some success for this team.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Jordan Clarkson is out there with George Hill. Then it's Thompson. Then there's Channing Frye. And it's Osman in at the 3 slot. And the rejection by Noel.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And it's Schroeder in the corner. Over Hill. And that one's good. Schroeder. Schroeder's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Thunder.
Great move off the dribble from Schroeder there to lose the defense.
Hill dishes to Clarkson. It's back to Hill. Felton against Clarkson. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Well, near the basket, sometimes you got to do some things with the basketball just to get it up on the glass. Pretty creative shot there from Jordan.
Here's Noel. No points in the game yet for him. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. They get the rebound. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Great patience on the block, elevating with ease and then sinking the close range shot over the top of the D.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, with all the turmoil in the Cavs locker room last season, some wondered if head coach Tyronn Lue's job could be in jeopardy. Despite leading the team to its first championship in 2016, Lue, like a lot of coaches, finds that his future in the NBA is always subject to speculation. Kevin?
All right, DA, thank you. Here's Robertson. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Billy Donovan has faced a tough job in Oklahoma City, Brent. Star players leaving town, some even criticizing him after they left.
The circumstances of Billy Donovan moving off of what he did at the University of Florida and making that a powerhouse Division I basketball program, it's been very interesting to have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to begin your career, and then pushing that team to almost beating the Golden State Warriors, losing in a Game 7 to losing Kevin Durant. Billy Donovan's seen a lot in the early part of his career. The hopes is that he continues to grow and learn. Really happy with the hire of Billy Donovan and what he brings to the table in terms of his basketball acumen.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
Yeah, and therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive but not committing turnovers.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Jeremy Grant comes in for Raymond Felton. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Then for the Cavaliers, Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Fry. Corver comes in for Jordan Clarkson. And it's Sexton in for George Hill. Westbrook with the steal. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. Here's Grant. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
Well, he's so active. You got to box Grant out. When the shot goes up, he'll get to the offensive glass, and he rises up off the floor pretty quick.
Shooting one.
And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jarian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
Here's Westbrook. Following the basket by Colin Sexton. Count it, good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Johnson outside. Five to shoot. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
You got your scorecard out, Kevin. That might be a 50, or are we going 100 or 1,000? Westbrook with a unique combination of power and athleticism.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game.
His first personal foul.
Thunder on D. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Now Sexton. Just 5 on the clock. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Thompson passes to Corver. Now, here's Sexton. He's covered by Westbrook. Sexton dishes to Johnson.
Nice to see Patterson make a difference on the defensive end of the floor, staying with his man.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And 6'7" swingman Andre Robertson out of the University of Colorado, one of the league's premier defensive specialists.
And Kevin, there's a reason he started for most of his career, and it has nothing to do with his shooting. Now returning from that ruptured patella tendon, will he regain that elite defensive form? Only time will tell.
Two shot.
No good on that one. We see more and more teams looking to push the tempo. Is that just a fad, or is this going to be a long-term thing?
Well, if I can play against any defense that has no ability to set up where they want to be or have the matchups with the players they want to have, Kevin, I'm going to look to take advantage. And if that happens in the first 5-6 seconds with one pass, so be it.
Good on the second free throw. Well, you knew it wouldn't last forever. Couldn't last forever. LeBron's departure in the offseason, a huge blow to this Cleveland franchise.
And it's going to be talk and speculation as to why LeBron James left again. And that's going to continue all season long. But ultimately, the team, the city, they need to regroup. They need to reset. They need to think about their future. And they did a good job of gathering assets and some youth in the departure of LeBron James. But, man, that's a hole they're never going to fill, Kevin.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Nance is checked in.
Shooting one.
And the free throw, no good.
The Thunder, one of the lowest rates of assists in the league last year. Also, a team that does not move the ball around all that much to gain some advantage with strong side, weak side movement. So we'll see isolation, we'll see pick and roll, and very few passes in a contest like this.
The pass to Sexton. Cleveland moving it around. Johnson, and it's good from the elbow. And the Thunder had great talent, but their offense hasn't allowed all their players, Brent, to flourish at the same time. Why is that?
Well, it's just a team that doesn't have a commitment to a flow style of offense. They have such great talent that I think the talent tries to take on the load sooner in offensive possessions than maybe the coaching staff would like, and they have great individual scorers. That's what these guys have done in the league for a very long time.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his third foul of the game. George is checked in for Patrick Patterson.
The lineup for your Thunder. Paul George.
Oklahoma City on D. Osman, the pass to Johnson. To the inside. It's stolen by Adams. Westbrook finds Adams. Now here's Westbrook. Shoots it up. It's in and good for his sixth field goal in 10 attempts.
Well, put that one on repeat right there. Westbrook smart enough to make a good decision on the pick and roll.
Osman, the pass to Nance. Down low. And there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by Nance. And it's 6 points for Colin Sexton.
That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Adams. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That one on Nance.
Well, Adams has his struggles at the free throw line, but he's making strides in that area and still has work to do. And Steven Adams, the kind of guy who on a nightly basis is so appreciated by the star players on the team, and certainly the coaching staff, just doing dirty work, setting screens, scoring on the inside, being a physical presence. And he's taken some strides, I think, Kevin, offensively, being able to score sometimes out of the box.
The first free throw is good. And you look at Adams' per-minute scoring averages, Brent, they've gone up every season.
Well, it's got to help having Russell Westbrook setting the table and the type of attention that not only Westbrook drew, but also PG and Carmelo Anthony for a season. So obvious uptick in the offensive numbers for Steven Adams, but he is improving, and you see some confidence in the offensive end of the floor.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter. Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Got that one up quick. And it's 6 points for George.
Westbrook draws so much attention, so takes advantage there, finds a teammate.
Pass to Osman. The feed to Johnson. And Grant sends it back.
A skilled shot blocker, Grant, coming over and is so quick off the floor, swats that one out. And his touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
Now here's Johnson. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
The Cavaliers have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
One shot.
That's good from Johnson.
And how many chapters last year were there to the Cavs season? A lot of player movement, a lot of drama in the locker room, and obviously trying to find their way back to the NBA Finals, which they eventually did. So would we say a successful year overall? Probably, but a little mismatched. Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And that's one of those guys who just tends to live at the line. Sexton's working hard to improve his consistency there.
And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Sexton. And, of course, Colin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, and he scored 40 that night. I mean, almost led him to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights, brings great energy and enthusiasm every night.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Shoots from 12. That's good for George on the assist from Robertson. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, his shooting has been on target here in the second frame after not being able to get anything going in the first.
Here's Johnson. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
Now you could just tell in his gait and in the look on his face, he's in a great rhythm after a terrific first quarter. He is feeling it here in the second.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line. And Cleveland making a change here. Hill's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Well, primetime years for Joe Johnson meant ISO Joe for his ability to score one-on-one, a style of offense that's lost a little bit of its favor, but it remains effective for Joe.
Here's Robertson. It's George on the wing. Back to Robertson. Lets it go from deep. He can't get that one, and it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Hill left side. The Cavaliers again can't hit.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
It's stolen by Nance. And it's Korver in the corner with nobody on him. He buries the jumper. Korver's got 8.
When you give room to Kyle Korver, he's going to burn you. You have to play up on him and get him to drive.
Here's Robertson. Passes it to Grant. Back to Robertson. On the wing, George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He gets it in there. 10 points for him.
Well, the game's 4 quarters, and after a tough first half, he's found his rhythm in the second.
Now, here's Sexton. Defense right on him. To the paint, intercepted. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball and finished off by Westbrook.
Robertson started that on the defensive end, just clawing that basketball away.
The Cavaliers trail by 17. Outside Korver. Here's the floater. He takes it up and lays it in. Korver's got 4 points in the quarter.
And a terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
It's George on the wing, guarded by Korver. Unloads from 9, and George kicks to Robertson. Just 3 to shoot. Over Hill. And an air ball on that one. Way off. Johnson finds Hill. The Thunder pull it in. Their biggest lead of the game was 21.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
Here's Westbrook, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Cleveland gets called for the foul.
He just has physical tools to make you go in there and foul him. Westbrook back to the line. You know, every night that I get a chance to be called to do a broadcast and sit here courtside, I appreciate it so much to be able to watch Russell Westbrook this close. The combination of his motor and incredible talent, it's an all-time sort of run he's on, and great to watch it.
The first one falls.
Well, a familiar sight. Westbrook gets his way back to the free throw line. I mean, the way he attacks his opponent, they're going to be forced to foul him time and time again.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nerlens Noel comes in for Grant, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Andre Robertson. Channing Frye's checked in for Cleveland. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Sexton. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And so Clarkson will bring it up for Cleveland. 17-point game. Kicks to Frye. He dishes it to Hill. No good on that one. Great D that time from Westbrook.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And never quite sure what Schroeder is going to do there. Fantastic at forcing the D to hit him while he was shooting that one.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
2 shots.
That's good from Schroeder.
The potential Schroeder has is pretty exciting. Such a lightning quick point guard.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Felton's checked in. Both good from the line that time. The Cavaliers trail by 19. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Schroeder against Hill. Just 5 to shoot. To the inside. Frye, good. Frye's got 6 points.
And Joe Johnson unselfish with that play. You can call his number just about any time, but turning down a good shot for a great one, good on you, Joe.
And so it's Oklahoma City out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. Their transition game has been in full effect. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Kyle, a little tough there offensively in the first half. How do you guys get going in the second?
Just keep on moving the ball, play with energy, play with the pass. I mean, they're a great defensive team. It's what they do. So it's going to be tough tonight, but we did all right.
Hey, Kyle, thanks a lot for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Boy, we have a lot to discuss. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He had 18 points, 2 steals, and 3 rebounds. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
You had to love the persistence they showed on the offensive boards in the first 2 quarters. They put everything they had into cleaning that glass. And they came away with a lot of second chance points and a healthy halftime lead to show for it. And they're in a great position right now.
Looking at Cleveland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, you don't think of him as a big-time playmaker, but over the first 2 quarters, that's exactly what he was.
Moving the basketball and making the extra pass, making the defense work harder to stop them. Nice offense there.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. And it's George in at the small forward position. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. Now Korver, after Westbrook's missed 3. Korver kicks to Fry. To the left wing. And there's the foul. That's on Steven Adams. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's number 4. Definitely something to keep track of as we move forward.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Johnson with it. Sweet little floater. Johnson's got the first points of the 3rd quarter up on the board for the Cavs.
Ooh, feathered that one in. Johnson on the move, made that one look effortless.
The Thunder last season assembling a big 3 of Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony didn't mesh, Brent, like they had hoped. In your opinion, what went wrong?
Well, a bit of a down season in terms of the scoring for Melo, but reasons for that, just not as many opportunities and playing outside along the three-point line. The biggest damage last year was the Robertson injury. It felt like in December the OKC team started to find its stride, and Robertson going out of the lineup, there just wasn't enough of the depth on that roster to make up the difference for them defensively, and OKC never really seemed to find its footing or confidence again.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you can turn it up.
Now, here's Sexton. He's got 8. On the wing, Thompson. 6 to shoot. He kicks to Sexton. And he gets the bucket. Sexton's got 10 points in the game.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Grant outside. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. But they recover it. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And we always talk about getting good looks. Here's who's doing the best of it in the NBA. Second is Steven Adams.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
How about the Cavs last year, making it back to their 4th straight finals appearance alongside the Golden State Warriors. And for a team in a city that's just had so little to cheer and celebrate about, obviously LeBron James bringing their championship to them a couple years ago, ultimately the golden era of Cleveland Cavalier basketball.
And so Westbrook makes them both. And the Cavs and Warriors last year in the finals, Brent, the Cavs had a chance to even the rivalry at 2 wins apiece.
Well, they did, Kevin, but pretty much outmatched last year in the finals. Just too much roster change and not enough firepower to overtake the Golden State Warriors. The depth just wasn't there. It was a great ride last year with LeBron getting back to his 8th finals, but they came up short.
And here's George. After Kyle Korver hitting the 3.
They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. He feeds it to Nance. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Timeout called the Cavaliers.
Well, the ageless wonder, Kyle Korver, still such a vital part of the offense. A blur on offense, constantly moving around to try to find an opening at the three-point line, and sometimes that pulls defenders away and opens up some more opportunity.
Well, with this break, let's check out just how the rebounding has been divided up in this game between the front and back court for the Cavaliers.
And their guards have done more than their fair share. Honestly, it's all academic. If they can't close this gap soon, who's rebounding what won't matter.
Now here's Thompson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Korver, no luck. For Korver, he continues to climb the ranks of all-time three-pointers made.
Well, Kyle last year passed the great Paul Pierce of the Boston Celtics, and Korver is not close to being done. In the all-time rankings, Kevin, interestingly enough, he has the least amount of games and total attempts of everyone in the top 5. That's some rarefied air.
Pass to Sexton. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Such a menace close to the rim. You got to respect Sexton's fearlessness when he's amongst the bigs.
For Cleveland, they haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
And looking at the numbers this season, they're shooting a robust 82% from the line. That's about as good as it gets.
2.
Free throw good, Sexton. Patterson, he's checked in for the Thunder. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Osman's checked in. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Game is so wide open now, Brent. Such a great pace. Does that put more strain on bigger players, physically?
I think it's putting strain on everybody. Yeah. I think last year we saw...
regardless of size.
Yeah, injuries to every position, the key guys at every position. I think that some of the physical motions that players have to perform in games because they're covering more ground and in susceptible positions, it's happening to everybody. The issue with the big guys, Kevin, is they're not playing.
Shooting 2.
Less of them are getting more important time on the floor, so it's a strain on everybody.
First free throw is good. Well, we see Andre Robertson making his return from the ruptured patellar tendon of winter 2018.
Just how disruptive was it for Billy Donovan and the Thunder to lose Andre Robertson last year? The numbers were staggering in terms of the defensive rating when he was on the floor, just how good they were. And the guy averages less than 5 points a game for his career, but his impact defensively cannot be understated.
Greg, what are some of the positives that Tristan Thompson's play brings to the team?
Still a very efficient scorer on the shots that he does take, and he lives mostly inside the paint. And still a strong offensive rebounder. But his days of being a threat on the offensive end as the game has evolved seems to have kind of gone away.
And another miss by Cleveland. Oklahoma City leading by 16. George with no one around gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got 17.
That's a really nice stroke. Paul George set up nicely, great release, and big-time shot there.
Now, here's Sexton. He's covered by Westbrook, and Nance kicks to Johnson, and he drops in the layup off the glass. 14 points for him.
Larry Nance Jr.
Oklahoma City's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. George looking over the floor. Back to Westbrook. Shot clock at 5. Westbrook double teamed. Over Sexton. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violations. And here's what Cleveland's schedule is looking like. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics. Then on Saturday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Well, Patterson being a little more assertive in the offense here tonight, ready to shoot that time off the direct pass.
And here's Sexton. He's got 11. Here's Nance. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Nance has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, you got to do better than that on Larry Nance Jr. Outstanding at keeping his balance, even after getting hit.
Patterson. The three-pointer, no good.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Noel's checked in for Patrick Patterson. Clarkson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Now the pass to Sexton. 6 on the shot clock. And that one drops for him. Sexton's got 5 points in the quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
That one good for 2. And the Thunder lead by 18.
Well, I like watching Robertson get involved in the offense, especially when he gets down there. Nice soft touch down on the inside.
Clarkson passes to Sexton. Inside and stolen by Noel. Lobbed up there for Westbrook. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Yeah, how many times have we seen Westbrook way up like that with the poster shot? He's just doing what simply other people cannot.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. And it's in there.
And a terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Robertson finds Westbrook. Now here's Grant. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Hard to guard when he's that close. Grant really good at drawing the defense in to foul him.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here.
And he's at 73% this year at the foul line. Adequate, but not spectacular.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Russell Westbrook. And then for Cleveland, Channing Frye's checked in for Johnson. And George Hill's subbed in for Sexton. And Grant drops them both.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half, doing a great job at the line.
Clarkson kicks to Frye. Back to Clarkson. Releases from 15. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Clarkson's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, the more Clarkson plays in the pick and roll, Seems like he gets confidence, and the better he becomes. Tough cover for the D.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
And this is sort of the joust of the NBA, where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Schroeder.
And one difference this have is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
The Cavaliers trail by 21. Hill passes to Fry. Now Hill. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Fades. It's hauled in by George.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
Here's Clarkson after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. Thompson looking for an opening. Here's Clarkson. He's got 12. Felton with the ball. That shot off the mark. Good D by Thompson. Cavaliers have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Clarkson against Felton. Now, here's Clarkson. Guarded closely. Count that as his 7th field goal in 9 tries. He's shooting 78%. Felton finds Noel. Here's Schroeder. The three-pointer off the mark. And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Cavaliers. The three from Hill. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Noel's got 4 rebounds in this game. Hill against Schroeder. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
And here's Clarkson. 14 points for him. The three-pointer is right on target. Osman's got himself on the board with 3 there.
It's pretty good recognition for Clarkson. He's moving the ball, and some good things starting to happen now offensively.
And George kicks it over to Schroeder. Good D by Thompson.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Clarkson, a good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Clarkson's got 8 here in the quarter.
Yeah, can't be frustrated at him tonight. He's doing his job. Like to see his guys step up a little more.
Count it, and the foul. Thompson, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. For the Cavaliers, Nance comes in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Corver in for Jetty Osman. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Grant.
One shot.
That's good from Schroeder.
Well, Dennis Schroeder showed he can handle high usage in an offense. Was the first option for the Hawks this past season. Even with defenses keyed in on him, he was able to average right around 20 points.
Now, here's Fry. 6 points for him. And it's Corver off the drive. Hill has the open look. Cleveland the rebound. And Fry slams it in.
And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And then uses his explosiveness once he's gathered the rebound to throw it down.
And the Cavaliers with possession here, trailing by 17. Hill dishes to Fry. It's back to Hill. Pass to Fry. Nance finds Korver. 4 on the clock. And here's Hill for 3.
Cavaliers foul ball.
Oklahoma City leading by 17. Felton feeling it out a bit. Schroeder against Hill. Schroeder passes to Noel. Stolen by Clarkson. And now Clarkson pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Yeah, Clarkson with a really good job moving the puppies, getting the feet in the right position, and then clawing that ball away.
Feeds to George. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. The 3 from Hill. Good on the triple. Hill's got 5 points so far. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Oklahoma City out in front, up by 12. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And let's take a listen now to Coach Tyronn Lue.
Hey, we okay. Just one basket at a time, all right? Keep playing. Keep getting shots. That's all right. They block a couple shots with the basket. Just keep going, all right? We all right. They going to come back in one possession. Got to keep playing, all right?
Imploring his guys to stay positive, not to get down on themselves.
Kevin, he wants his guys to just slow down a bit out there. Good message from Coach Lue.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court for Cleveland, Kyle Korver is out there with Larry Nance. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then it's George Hill. And it's Fry in at the center, filling out the middle. Now, here's George. Shot clock at 6. Adams trying to free himself up. George, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 12. Here's Clarkson. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed 2 shots from the floor.
A pretty good hustle. Clarkson out on the break. He can be dynamic there.
Schroeder against Hill. Schroeder kicks to Felton. Over Nance. Second chance shot. A nice shot by George. George has got 19 points.
Well, it's nice to see Paul George make a read, be in the right position to collect that loose ball and do something with it.
Now, here's Clarkson. And Adams sends it back.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there with that size and length. Tough to shoot over.
And that one's good. Noel.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Now, here is Hill. Passes to Clarkson. And it's off the back rim. No good.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Clarkson against Felton. The dish now to Schroeder. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And there's Felton. That's good on the assist by George. George has got his 5th assist in this one. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Clarkson kicks to Korver. Out to the wing. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Adams. It's stolen by Korver. To stop the run, Hill trying to break 3. Adams, some nice D.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Now, that's the attack mindset with which they entered the game with, and I wouldn't expect them to let up now.
Here is Korver after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. It's Hill on the wing. He's guarded by Schroeder. And the basket by Hill.
Now, George Hill making me get out a box of tissues. Sweet teardrop there.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. And the call will be against George Hill. That's his first foul. And the Thunder making a change here. Robertson, he's checked in. And Cleveland also making a change. Johnson, he's checked in for Channing Frye. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Well, he now has 4 3-pointers this game, guys, 2 in each half. He's really spacing out the floor for his teammates.
Hill kicks to Nance. Now, here's Clarkson. Not a lot of room. Poked loose and stolen by Noel. And now the fast break. George with the ball. It doesn't go for him. Korver with the defensive effort. Now Clarkson. Here's the teardrop. And Johnson puts it in.
Well, Joe Johnson's a very patient player who likes to get inside for his shots as well, possessing a very nice touch down low.
Now here's Adams. And that one's good. Noel's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Cavaliers trail by 20. Hill inside. He's guarded by Schroeder. Poked away. Here's Clarkson. Clock at 6. From deep. The Thunder pull it in. Noel's got 6 rebounds here tonight. The feed now to Robertson. Hill with some nice D.
He's been a little bit disappointing in this game. However, his team has his back. They need a little bit more help from him.
3-pointer. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Schroeder against Clarkson. Schroeder finds Noel. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. We hear a lot about small market teams being anxious about retaining their own star players. Is that overblown, or do you think there is reason for concern on their part?
Do we think that players are not going to get recognized if they play in a small market by the national media, if they're one of the best players?
Well, look Oklahoma City, look at Milwaukee with Antetokounmpo. I mean, they're all getting recognized.
Yeah, I think these ideas have gone by the wayside for a lot of players, and they want the best opportunity for their playing and their best opportunity to shine, no matter where that is. So it's a bit of an archaic argument, in my opinion, Kevin, the way it is that we see guys nowadays, and take the small market thing out about it. There's one market, it's called the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Russell Westbrook's checked in for the Thunder. Then for the Cavaliers, Decker comes in for Hill, and it's Sexton in for Clarkson. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Johnson. And another miss by Cleveland. Oklahoma City leading by 22. Pass to Robertson. And the dunk by Robertson.
Well, the reach of Robertson, a big help on that alley-oop.
Cleveland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Sexton. He's covered by Westbrook. And Nance kicks to Johnson. Pulls it from the elbow. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got his 5th rebound in this one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Russell Westbrook, passionate about the game of basketball, Brent, we know that, but fashion among his foremost interests outside the game.
Yeah, the Honor the Gift fashion line, which, you know, Kevin, you and I don't think we have much in our closets from that, but got to respect it. Fearless, not only on the court, but off the court in some of the attire that Russell Westbrook brings to the game.
First free throw is good. Guys are slimming down, it seems, Brent, to play at a faster pace. And we hear more and more players are using a plant-based diet now.
Vegan-style players.
Maybe not quite to that extent, but they are certainly very, very cautious about what they're putting in their bodies.
I think we just hear more stories about some of the things that players are trying in order to get themselves to their athletic peak. And one of those things, of course, one of the most important things is the fuel that you're going to put into your body, because that's your only tool. So I think guys just pay a little bit more attention to how it is they're feeding the system.
And George with the stuff.
Now, Paul George right now invested fully in this game and on both ends of the floor. Relentless on offense thus far.
Johnson against Grant. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
2 shots.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And that one falls for Johnson. A different look for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Paul George. And Luwawu subbed in for Andre Robertson. And then for Cleveland, Smith comes in for Nance. And David Nwaba subbed in for Kyle Korver. And Johnson drops them both. You look around the NBA, amazing players, global interest, franchise values are going through the roof. Do you feel like the league is entering a golden age, if it's not already in a golden age?
I think it is, Kevin, at least offensively. What we've seen over the last 5 years with the adoption of most of the teams of the three-point shot, it's been some of the greatest offensive basketball the league has ever seen. And this idea that the evolution of the game stopped when it is that number 23 retired is kind of silly. I love where the game is at. I love where it's going. And I'm excited to be here tonight to watch this action with you.
Which number 23? We've got two pretty prominent number 23s in the history of this game.
I was thinking the
most
one
recent
I played
23?
against. Yeah,
oh,
that
that 23.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Got that bucket in no time at all.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trades.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further. That is a good option. You could throw that ball just about anywhere, even the top of the square. Jeremy Grant ripping one off.
Here's Nwaba. Kicks it to Fry. Swiped it away. And they're on the break. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
Shooting 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. One thing I like about Adam Silver, he is always looking to break new ground, push the envelopes, and develop new areas of innovation.
Well, always forward thinking. And of course, this league has always done that. Adam has found a new position in the league, having a chief innovation officer in place, somebody that's always examining not only how things are going in the league and maybe being adaptable to change, but examining what's going on worldwide. And you always see the way the league tinkers with and toys with Summer League and the way the G League competition sets up in order to try to find more ways to make the game more enjoyable or more accessible to the fan base.
Now, here's Sexton. Shot clock at 5. Off target with his 3.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
And stolen by Fry. Decker with it. Grant on him. Sexton dishes to Decker. The pass to Nwaba. Smith scanning the floor. Shot clock at 6. The three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Felton who will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Westbrook with it. Pass to Patterson. Out to the right wing. Felton kicks to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving it around. Westbrook double teamed. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Sam Decker. Adam Silver has said there's probably more basketball being watched and played, Brent, in China than anywhere else in the world. How long before you think we see our next Chinese superstar in this league?
It's going to be interesting when that does happen. Obviously, the type of mark that Yao Ming made in the NBA, it's going to be hard for anybody to match the kind of impact, not just in the game, but what he did globally for the NBA. It just won't happen again. But I'm looking forward to, heck, not just the next Chinese player, but a Japanese player, somebody from India where they love the NBA game, to start to find their way onto rosters in the league.
They're coming. I mean, there's going to be someone before long.
No doubt.
And he's good on the second. Cleveland's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Now, here is Smith. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Westbrook passes to Grant. And here is Felton. And Patterson kicks to Luwawu Cabarro. No good that time. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. Paul George, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. On defense, Oklahoma City. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one, and Fry slams it in.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Shooting one.
They are now showing NBA games in virtual reality. You and I have actually seen some examples of that. They can recreate almost any angle. Have you gotten a headset?
I haven't gotten a headset, Kevin, but I have watched it. You and I have talked about it several times.
Many times.
It's an amazing experience, and it will only get better. But I really think about if I was a kid growing up in Germany or Italy, and I had an opportunity to pull on a pair of goggles and to watch the game's greatest players from a seat at half court or the cameras that they set up underneath the goal at either end. What a fantastic way to be enveloped by the NBA game.
It's a cool view.
It's a very cool view, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Oklahoma City.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
A 2-game season series, they win them both and complete the sweep.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Russell Westbrook.
I really liked the ball movement all night long. He was excellent at setting the table for his guys. Table for 4.
Felton kicks to George. Over Sexton. Nwaba with the rebound. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Shot from free throw range. No good that time. And it's Felton with the ball for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And so the Thunder now can just hold on to the ball. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.